presidential debate between Trump and Biden, and man, was that a shit show. Now, there was something that was said in the presidential debate that's garnering a lot of attention, but it's not garnering attention for the right reasons. President Trump told the Proud Boys, the white supremacist terrorist organization, to stand down, stand watch, and stand by. That was not an attempt to calm them down. That was not an attempt to reconcile what's going on. That was not an attempt at unity. Those were marching orders. Now let me tell you what they were marching orders for. I have this on the very, very good authority, and no, I can't tell you who it is, but it's someone who would know. The Proud Boys have a program in place that they call Operation AKVOTE. AKVOTE is basically a voter intimidation scheme with a very, very nasty twist. Now, what's been going on the last 4 years is there have been a lot of rural communities that have had their votes suppressed simply by closing the polling stations. In the state that I live in, there are 17 counties that do not have a place where you can go vote in this upcoming election anymore. This is a problem. Most of the people in these counties are very, very poor, very, very African American, and do not have the resources to travel to another county to vote. With the suppression of mail order ballots, or being able to vote by mail, this means that these people are being highly disenfranchised. But they're aware of it now. They've known for the last few years that this ain't right. So, back to AKVOTE. The Proud Boys are going to be sending in representatives to set up illegal voting booths. They are going to be running what they say are paper ballot votes. They are going to pretend that they have the government's blessing for what they're doing, even though they don't. They are going to be accepting votes fraudulently and allowing these people to think that they voted properly in the election. That's nasty enough. The other arm of this is each of these polling stations that they put up is going to have some sort of food freebie. Potluck barbecues, something that they say is going to be enhancing community, bringing people together, giving them a chance to, spend time with your neighbors. Isn't that nice? The food and drinks they provide are going to be contaminated with the second part of a two-part poison. Remember all those mysterious water bottles that were showing up at the BLM protests next to the piles of bricks and the burning police cars? Those were the first part of the poison. Now the thing about two-part poisons is you have to have both parts in your system for it to be toxic. So if you just went to the BLM protest and drink a water bottle and don't go vote, you'll be fine. If you just went to the voting booth and ate the food and didn't go to any of the protests and drink the water bottle, you'll be fine. Those who have done both, the activists who are most likely to be voting Democratic, the activists who have been protesting the summary execution of innocent people in the streets, are going to develop very, very nasty toxic reactions. Part A of the toxin, that bottles, it's there. Part B of the toxin gets spread throughout your system after you eat the food. It interacts with Part A, shuts down your liver, and you die a very slow and painful death. You may vote in the 2020 election. You will not be here for the midterm 2022. That is Project AKVOTE. They are moving beyond voter suppression and voter intimidation and directly into murder. They assume since it's a two-part toxin, they are going to get away with this. They assume that no one's going to be able to put this together and figure out what is going on. So, that is what Trump ordered last night. Yes, Trump is aware that the Proud Boys have this operation. Trump is aware of what the implications of this are going to be. He doesn't give a fuck. We all know that. The only thing he gives a fuck about is his personal bank account, which has a lot of red marks in it right now. And if he isn't elected again, or if he can't steal the election again, then he's going the fuck to jail where he belongs. So, the moral of the story, if you are going to vote, and there is any sign of some sort of civic organization hosting a picnic for people to vote, even if they're just providing cookies, be really careful what you put in your body. Look for signs that are displaying themselves in public. They won't be wearing the Proud Boys insignia, but you are going to be looking for anything that has the initials PB, peanut butter cookies. They might say that they are Presbyterian Baptist Church. Anything that has those initials is their signal to each other of who they are and that they are acting on these orders. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad when people start dying. And if folks don't make the connection, if folks don't put two and two together to figure out what happened, it's going to be a long time, probably never, before the people murdered are avenged. Because at this point, we're no longer talking about finding justice. We're talking about avenging the wholesale murder and attempted genocide of what's basically an entire generation of activists. So there you go, kids. Those are the marching orders. AKVOTE has been invoked in public in full view of the United States.